Hi, Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to the Magellan Network Show. For nearly 30 years, I've been focused on helping advisors become the best both personally and professionally. This show is dedicated to sharing with you tools, tips, strategies, distinctions, things that are working now. I'd love for you to take a moment, and if you're watching this on YouTube, click the like button and also the subscribe button so you get automatic updates. And if you happen to be listening to us on a podcast, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and you leave a positive review for us. Now, with that said, let's get to today's episode. Hi, and welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, in this episode, what I want to do, since it's already summer here, is let's talk about what we should be doing in the summer, right? What should an advisor be doing between now and Labor Day to not only rest and recharge, but also put them in a position to go ahead and have an excellent second half of 2021. You know, one of the things I realized when I did my own mid-year mini sabbatical, and I encourage all my clients to take a couple weeks off at this time of year, and to also execute a formal mid-year review and benchmarking process, I will tell you by and large, I think a lot of advisors in our space are really what I call the walking burnt out. Because of COVID, because of the last 16 months or so, let's face it, this has been non-typical times. And what happens inside of non-typical times is, if you think about it, we kind of get into survival mode, right? So you couldn't go on vacation. So if you couldn't go on vacation or get some downtime, what did you do? In most cases, you said, I'm just going to work, right? So we have this situation now, 15, 16 months into it, where when I say work, it just means that we've been in the environment, we haven't gotten away from things. And that is a real problem / challenge in our industry. I really believe that in our game, the advisor game, there are basically 3 seasons, right? There's the winter, spring season, there's summer, and then there's the fall, winter season. 2 of which you want to go ahead and make a lot of things happen, one of which I think we need to approach differently. And by the way, this is sort of new thinking for me, because I've always looked at summer as well as, kind of just an extension of a calendar. But I do believe there's a different rhythm to it. I do believe that is in an advisor's best interest, both short and long term, to take the months of June, July, and August, if you will, and have a different cadence or rhythm to it. So what does that mean? Well, there's a lot of possibilities. One of the simplest possibilities, you sit there and say, you know what, I'm not going to work on Fridays, right? Or I'm not going to come in on Mondays. And you declare a shortened work, quote unquote, work week, right? That's one way you can go play with it. Now, with that said, you also want to give yourself permission to take multiple vacation, or we like to call renewal weeks, inside of this 3-month window. I know what some of my clients are doing. In fact, as I'm recording this here in mid July, if you will, that I've got several clients who are on their sabbaticals. Last year we couldn't do it. So what is sabbatical? 3 to 4 weeks away from the business. Some of them are in Hawaii, some of the other parts of the country. And it's just like a mini retirement, a little break in the action. Now, when one of my clients posed this to me about 7 years ago, it was a hypothetical, right? So in other words, hey, do you think an advisor can take a month off? And when we say take a month off, in this case, it's like their team runs everything. There are no client meetings unless it's an emergency. We're not checking email. A team member is doing that. Like, we are totally unplugged. If you think about it, it's scary, but I'll tell you, let me give you some feedback. The client that started this 7 years ago came back from that sabbatical and basically said the best thing he's ever done for his business and himself in 20 years. Since that conversation, I've now had several other clients also create sabbatical windows in the summer where we're taking 3 to 5 weeks of pure renewal time between usually July and August. And we're just having what I like to call a strategic pause. Now, what's a strategic pause? A strategic pause is when, hey, we just take a break. Remember, being an advisor, there are a lot of rules, right? There's compliance, there's FINRA, there's SEC, there's all these rules. But the one rule that does not exist is how you want to schedule yourself and your time. And I think when a lot of you hear me say that, it's almost a bit of a scary proposition. Like, oh my God, a month, I don't feel like I can take a week off. Okay, take a week off. The next time you're ready, take 2 weeks off. The next time you're ready, you take 3 weeks off. You build up into it, right? You don't have to sit there and just kind of, jump head first and hope you like it. What I've also found is the number one reason advisors do not take enough time off, enough renewal time, if you will. It's not that they're busy, everybody's busy. It's not that they can't find the time, you can find the time. It's they don't give themselves permission. The number one reason advisors do not take enough downtime is they do not give themselves permission. Now, what's fascinating about this, in my experiences, is if you want to elevate your game, if you want to have breakthrough thinking, it's the renewal time, it's the sabbatical where that type of thinking happens. You're not going to have breakthrough thinking sitting in your office. You're probably not going to have breakthrough thinking on the weekend. Where you're going to have breakthrough thinking is probably like on day 5, 6, and 7 of an extended break. Why? Number one, we change our environment. Number two, we change our habits or how we go about the day. It's a different kind of day, right? It's renewal day. We allow our brain to relax. So many of you, and this has just been my experiences, are so geared to think tactically. What do I got to get done today? What do I have to get done this week? What am I going to do for production this month? Those are all tactical thoughts. Strategic thoughts are like, what's my game for the next 5 years? What's my value proposition? How do I want to grow my business and live my life? How do I continue to increase my gross and net income and continue to take the same, if not more, downtime? How do I get more leverage? How do I work through people? Right? Those are strategic conversations that you're not going to have inside of your tactical environment. It just doesn't happen, right? So what I want you to leave this, again, we're going to be a little short here this week. What I want you to leave here with is open up your mind to the possibility of getting more downtime, more renewal time. I know it sounds counterintuitive, right? Because conventional wisdom would say what? Well, the more time you spend doing something, the more results you'll produce, right? The more time you spend in something, the greater the outcome you'll get. The answer is it's false. In our game, it's false. Here's why. I've never been able to, listen to me, I've never been able to correlate time in the office to economic success. Listen to what I just said. I don't care if it's an office, a home office, irrelevant. Time in the office to economic success. If that were true, any conference you've ever gone to, anytime they've done like the top producer or the top of the table, the Barron's list or any of this stuff, there will be an absolute correlation to economic success and time in the office. I know that's not true. Many of you know that's not true either. So to be counterintuitive, what matters here is that the more time you take away, the more time you spend working on your business, not in your business, those two times, right? There's 3 types of time, right? Working in the business, which you're all masters at. Working on the business, some you're decent at. Getting away from the business, what we call gone from the business. Everybody needs a little work on that. The gone from the business and working on the business are really the secret sauce. If you want to elevate your game at a higher level, that's how we go ahead and do it. That's how we focus. By getting away, clearing our mind, getting perspective. And I know many of you who've been in this game for a while, you know I'm right. Because you've taken time away and you've thought about your business differently, and you know it feels good. And here's the sinister thing, is most of us do not know we're burnt out until you're not burnt out. Like, in other words, you can't compare and contrast anything because we just have nothing compared to. Like, the human body and the human mind are highly adaptable. So if you're operating a certain mode, like crisis mode, tactical mode, job mode, at some point you just accept this is just the way it is. You know, whether it's relevant or not, whether it's true or not, you accept it to be your reality. And I know what some of you are saying, well, Joe, I love that idea, but man, I can't do it until I get caught up. That is the biggest lie of all. There's no such thing as being caught up. There's always the next project, the next phone call, the next email, the next. It is not, if your rule base is, well, once I get caught up, then I will, if that's how you talk to yourself, you are totally screwed. It's not about that. It's about giving yourself permission to make you, your health, your mental health, a priority. Remember, we are in this for the long haul. This is a long game. Do not overestimate what you can get done in 30, 60, 90 days and underestimate what you can get done in the next 5 or 10 years. Let's stop being impatient. Let's be thoughtful, intentional, balanced, sustainable. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I invite you to come to MagellanNetwork.net, and we have a powerful group coaching community of like-minded advisors. Come in for a trial. You and I will have a one-on-one conversation. Let's see if I can help elevate your game, both personally and professionally.